In this video, I'm gonna give you guys brutally honest advice that you may not want to hear, but is the absolute truth. And I guarantee you, if you guys can listen to this and apply this advice, your basketball career and your life in general is going to be much better off. Now, I can say this because I've been in your shoes as well. I've lived through this, and I also see this on a daily basis with all of the players that I train and talk to. So I know that this advice works, and I know it's what you don't want to hear, but it is what you need to hear. The first thing is that hard work doesn't necessarily guarantee you success. I know everyone that you talk to, your coaches, your parents, hey, just keep working really hard. As long as you work hard, it's all gonna work out and you're gonna make it to where you wanna go. And that's just simply not the truth. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't work hard. Absolutely, you should work hard, and that is gonna transfer over to the rest of your life. But don't just think, hey, as long as I work hard, it's going to equal success. Couple different reasons. Number one, you can work as hard as you want. If you're working on the wrong things, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get to where you wanna go. A couple simple examples. There's plenty of people that work 12 to 16 hours a day every single day for their entire life, and they never become rich. And then there's people on the flip side that work 8 hours a day for a couple years and become extremely wealthy. Why? Because they're working on different things. So you can work on something different for less time and get better results than the person who's just mindlessly working, going through the motions and just putting in the time. The same is true on the court. Just because you're working hard, being in the gym for a lot of hours doesn't mean you're even getting better in the first place. You need to take your time and think not only, okay, I need to work hard, but I need to work smart. How am I going to get the absolute most out of my time? How am I going to structure my workouts so I can get more results? Most players don't get better because they just think I just need to work harder, when in reality, most of you guys just need to work smarter. If you're in the gym 8 hours a day and you're not getting better, I promise you working harder is not going to solve your problems. You need to work smarter. The second thing is there is luck involved. At the end of the day, if you're 5'2", you can work as hard as you want and you're probably not going to make the NBA. Now, that's not to say that you can't reach your potential as a player, but there's a lot of factors at play in terms of luck, how tall you are when you're born, what geographical area you are born into. If you're born in the top of Canada versus someone who's born in a bright city with good coaches and good resources around them, the chances that that person reaches the NBA is a lot slimmer than that person. Now, that's not to say that you can't be great at something else, but there's certain factors at play that revolve around luck that are completely outside of your control that are going to take effect. And again, it's not just hard work. Now, the third problem with this is, again, getting back to kind of training smart. A lot of players just get in the mindset of, okay, I just need to work harder, I need to work harder. And they're very cheap in their process of doing this. Okay, I'm not gonna pay a trainer, I don't need that, right? So they go to the free guy. And the free guy doesn't really know what he's doing, and that AKA exactly why it's free. So players are like, I'm gonna be cheap, I'm gonna do this, and that ends up biting them in the ass, right? So if you really wanna reach your potential, train smart, you need to find the best coaches, you need to find the best dietitian, you need to find the best mental health coaches that can help you with your confidence, and be willing to invest those resources. Players that do that, from what I have seen almost every single time, the players that are extremely cheap, don't want to pay trainers, again, I can just do workout on my own, I don't need that, are the players that plateau very quick, even if they have those genetical advantages that a lot of players don't. The players that might be a little bit less advantaged come in, they train smarter, they work smarter, they find the right people to help them get to where they want to go, and they start getting luck to play into their favor as opposed to the other way around. So a lot of players are in that cheap mindset, want everything for free, go to the free trainer, and are very cheap. They don't end up reaching their potential because, again, they're trying to be frugal and just train harder as opposed to training smarter. Now, the next point is you don't want it as much as you say you guys want it. Everyone loves to say I'm in the gym for 8 hours. Everyone loves to say I'm grinding. They like to think that they're working hard. You don't want it as much as you think you want it. A, because you're not willing to do the things that you don't want to do. It's easy to be in the gym for 6 hours because you enjoy it. It's easy to go play pickup for 4 hours because you enjoy it. Want to know what most players don't enjoy doing? Going to bed a little earlier so they can get sleep. Waking up, doing film work, getting in the weight room, actually lifting, doing small-sided games, working a job so you can afford the proper trainer that's going to give you guys small-sided games to actually get you better. Now, if you're doing all of that stuff, that's grinding because you're doing stuff that you don't want to do to get you to where you need to go. So you're sacrificing, hey, I don't want to do this, but I know it's what I need to do, so I'm going to do it. It's not grinding if you're just in the gym, especially what most players are doing. They're on their phone half the time, they're talking to their buddies, they're playing one-on-one. That's so easy to do because you enjoy doing it. You're grinding if you're doing all the things that you know you need to do, even if it's something that you don't want to do, and you're putting in the time and you're working smart. When you're doing that, then you can say you're grinding. Just because you're in the gym for 7 hours a day doesn't mean you're grinding, especially when you have no other responsibilities. You're not working a job. You don't have to take care of family members or anything like that. It's super easy to say you're grinding. Believe me, you're not. And you probably don't want it as much as you think you want it, which is fine. That's okay. Just don't act like you do. Be honest with yourself. And that's one of the hardest things that you guys can do. But if you can do it, it's going to help you guys so much more in your life because, again, you're not going to have that internal conflict. Now, the next thing, which is a sad reality for a lot of players that are watching this, and most players do not come to grips with this, basketball is going to end for you at some point or another. Now, for some of you that may be reaching your absolute potential, going to play pro, going to play in the NBA. Now, for most of you guys watching, it may end in college. It may even end in high school. Some of you guys like to drag it out as much as you possibly can, so you end up putting yourselves in bad positions for the rest of your life because you're trying to chase this hoop dream until you're 27, 28, when in reality you guys should have stopped at maybe 19. So the best advice I can give you is use basketball, like I was just saying before, be honest, use basketball to help set your life up as opposed to a basketball essentially using you and putting you in a bad position. Now what I mean by this is if you guys can, do everything you can to get a college scholarship. If you can't, don't try to just go to a big league school, get into a ton of debt so you can go play on a good team or go play for a good school. When in reality, okay, maybe you go to a D3 school, maybe you try to find a school, hey, I'm gonna pay the least amount of money that I can. Maybe you go to a community college so that way you can, get to play a little basketball. It's cheap, but instead most players, I'm gonna chase this hoop dream all the way to the end. I'm gonna put myself in crazy amounts of debt so I can go play at this school or go be with my friends. When in reality, okay, maybe you should have stopped basketball a little earlier. Maybe you should have went to a cheaper school. And maybe your career should have ended in college. Maybe you got the college scholarship. Maybe you had a great time, but then you wanna go chase the hoop dream and you wanna go play overseas. So you spend a bunch of money, pay agents, go to all these showcases, train until you're 30 years old trying to chase this hoop dream when in reality, you should have been trying to set yourself up. So use the scholarship to get college for free and then start to look beyond basketball. What is after basketball? Again, most people don't want to face that reality because it's easy. It's easy to keep hooping. It's very familiar and it's comfortable. But again, facing reality and knowing, okay, this basketball thing is going to end. How can I use basketball? How can I use this resource that I have to set myself up? Like I said, get free college, but then what's after that? Start to set that up as early as you possibly can and start to make good quality decisions before it's over. So that way when basketball is done, you can transition into something else and you've already started to build the groundwork and made the right decisions. So that way it's gonna make your life down the road a lot easier. So overall, again, these are things you don't wanna hear, but these are things that you need to hear. I hope these helped you guys. A lot of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed. Please subscribe down below. And if you don't like our videos, you can eventually unsubscribe anyways down the road. We advise you not to, but you can. And if you guys like this video, as always, please drop a like. We really appreciate it. See you guys in the next video soon. Peace.